You already know what time it is, man. I am back out here with another video. What's good, y'all, man? It's that boy DELI back out here with another video. Talking about a title below today. Listen, we already at the Teezo touchdown Apple Music interview. I don't know how much of this I could show, or if I can show this at all, but if I can't, then it'll probably be split up. If I can, then the video will be full duration. Hopefully, I don't get copyright. Listen, if you haven't checked out the album reaction, make sure you check out the album reaction. It'll be down below in the description. But hey, man, let's get into this shit. Let's see what Teezo touchdown talking about, man. 27 minutes, 16 seconds. Let's go, bro.
The first day I told the guy who was doing my training, like, yo, I just want you to know, like, this is very temporary. Like, this music thing about to, like, kick off for me.
I'm hoping that person went, good for you. Let's try it out. Is that what happened?
I'm glad you asked about him, because he told me, he was like, yeah, me too, man. I'm actually training to be a UFC fighter. So, yeah. So he had his dream too.
Don't we all?
Yeah, we all do.
Bro. Teezo touchdown at last, man.
Yes.
I've been looking forward to meeting you, man. Properly.
Thank you. Pleasure's mine.
Pleasure is all ours. Thank you for coming in here this morning. Thank you for hanging out. We're standing, we're alert, we're focused, bro. How's your morning been, man? What's going on?
So the reason I'm standing, because I was like, there's no way I'm gonna look cooler than Party Next Door sitting down. So I just wanna, I can't top that. So I'm gonna just stand up. And the morning is going very movie-esque so far. On the Uber here, I took 2 Ubers here. The first Uber I had to hop out of because they didn't want to turn the music up, and I just wanted to, you know. So I hopped out of that Uber, hopped in another Uber. It's funny because I brought up the music because it ended up coming up on the next Uber. The next Uber, when I first hop in, I'm like, yo, good morning. I'm like, yo, may I see the auxiliary cord? I put on the music and I play social cues. Matter of fact, I play our interview first because I wanted to psych myself out.
Love it.
And it starts with social cues, and the Uber driver stops and says, yo, I'm glad you didn't play rap. And that kind of taking me aback, and that really hurt me because, you know, I'm an MC at heart first.
Yeah, of course. And it's music, by the way.
It's music. So I thought about that. Then I was like, I wonder, because, you know, speaking in the Social Cues interview, we talked about how nostalgic the rock thing was and how I told Benny X I wanted something indie. I kind of looked at that and I wondered if that was like the same thing going on like the 80s and the 90s when if they had Uber, would they get in and say, yo, no rock music?
Yeah.
I feel like that's like
I'm glad you didn't ask for Nirvana.
Yeah, exactly. Like, yo, none of that rock punk stuff. So I kind of looked at it like that. I told him that really hurt me.
I'm glad you were honest about it.
Yeah.
And also, you know what's interesting, and it never ceases to amaze me, but I feel compelled to share it once more, is that we have to acknowledge that there's quite a sizable amount of people that just don't prioritize music. And if you don't prioritize something in your life that becomes increasingly prioritized, then the further and further away you get from actually understanding what it is and why it gets made. So I think that ignorance and that inability to understand the beauty of something really just comes from a lack of interest, and then it manifests itself into almost a resentment. And it's kind of a sad realization.
Yeah, I'm sure he didn't mean anything by it, but like that really, he just said it like, yo, no rap. But to me, that's like, I looked at it way deeper than just, you know, the sonics.
It is deep because you realize that there are limitations for some people to art. And the first time I realized that, which was when I was a younger person, it was like one of the most sobering moments of my life. Like, wait, there are people who aren't open-minded about the expression of art.
True, I can definitely say that for sure. When I was younger, it was just mainly hip-hop, but as I grew older, I started listening to different shit and obviously discovered Teezo touchdown. This nigga do it all, bro. I like artists that do it all. That's what I like listening to. Kenny Mason doing rock and rap together, Teezo touchdown doing everything. It's shit like that that really interests me in music. Like, I don't like listening to the basic hip-hop, like everybody rapping shit, talk about sex, money, and drugs. That's all everybody talk about. But in general, you're not going to catch my eye as one of my favorite artists that way. It's not going to work.
I was like, man, that's a strange world.
Yeah.
It's a strange world. And yet, here you are, bro, one of the most open-minded, one of the most creative young artists I've ever heard come out the gate in my life. And, you know, I know you're a humble guy, but you're also deeply connected to your craft. So I feel good about this. I want to applaud you, man.
Yes. Clap it up.
I want to applaud you for just coming out and showing zero restraint and zero boundaries on what was moving you. And my first question for you, because I don't want us to forget this moment, is when did you realize that your desire to express yourself was more powerful than the anxiety of youth and the fear of expressing yourself that all youths feel, I think?
I think that came in 2016. So I don't hate to start on a heavy note, but I lost my girlfriend to gun violence, and I took that moment.
So sorry, man.
Yeah, me too. I took that moment to I could say I can either take this moment and go crazy and just let it spiral out of control, or I can use this numbness to kind of just, fuel what I have, to just use that numbness to throw on these crazy outfits, to just try different stuffs. And I was so numb that the outside chatter didn't really mean anything. It didn't hold any weight.
And also, I would imagine that the infrastructure of the world as you're expected to fit into fell away and didn't make sense after that.
I kind of welcomed that. I kind of literally used to use my friends as test studies, wearing these crazy outfits, just to see. I was like, if I can take what they're gonna say here, I should be able to take what the world has to say. So I've been practicing this since 2016.
All right, let's peep the fit real quick. I saw he had on some regular jeans with the I forgot what type of belt that is. I had one of those belts before, but the fit different. The fit is different as hell. He obviously got the football shoulder pads under his shit. I wonder how long it takes for his hair to get finished, bro. Cause you're dead ass. This don't damage the hair. Bro, what? Yeah.
But the opposite end of that spectrum was realizing, even now, I think artists, we say yo, I'm grinding, or I'm charging it to the game. I don't regret it, but I'm just conscious of it now, that putting that weight into
Did
grief,
a nail just fall?
As this push for me. After a while, my dad told me here I go, mention my dad in every interview. Yeah. He told me that during that time of grief, I couldn't take myself out of that moment, and he was like, it's not gonna get easier. You're just with time, you're just gonna learn to live with it. And now I see that towards the end of it, the grief, it wasn't enough to keep me pushing now, because like you said, time made it better. So now it's finding different things to keep that push going.
It makes total sense.
Yeah.
I think when we lean into our identity in order to try to process trauma or things that we don't have the tools or the ability to truly understand, to your point, what we're doing is we're creating this environment that allows us to move forward, and it comes with us. But you hope that later on, when it eventually rises to the surface, you're more capable of being able to see it for what it is and understand it better.
Absolutely. I'm very, very present, more present than I've ever been, just so I can make sure that I'm doing that whatever's pushing me now is a more healthy thing. I don't want to look for the next traumatic thing.
That's right.
Here's my next push.
Because that fuel will come back and burn you.
Yeah.
Eventually.
And you will see that, I always say, the time that I could have spent with friends and family, you would get here and I really should have just spent that time, and I would have cherished those moments more. So I'm just finding healthier things to just push me, keep me going now, and motivate me.
But you talk about that on familiarity. So good. Fun day for you recording that?
Let's see, familiarity. So I recorded that maybe a few days right before going on the Call Me If You Get Lost tour.
Yeah.
So with Rufio, Baluki, Tiz, first time meeting. And yeah, so I remember it was a cool day, just being excited about tour coming up.
Yeah.
And just writing that, I guess that story.
Game-changing moment to be able to go out on the road and just, people talk about I think you dream of going out and supporting your favorite artist, right? It's a big major step in your own direction. And yeah, you get to sort of go out and perform in front of a crowd, and there's going to be just speaking honestly, there'll be some people who get it, some people who don't, respect the process and understand everyone's driving and bought their ticket for their headliner, right? But some fans will be there. But more than anything, I think you get to see with your own eyes how the greats do it. If you're lucky, you get to support a Tyler who has incredible team around him, Chris and Kelly and the whole crowd, and see how they operate. What did you learn from that experience, seeing a tour like that roll out on that scale?
I'm glad you said that about when people come in to see the opener. I'm glad that Tyler came into the dressing room right before we went on for the first show. He was like, people are gonna just be standing there, but don't take it in the wrong way. They're just processing you. Yeah. And I'm so glad that he told me that, because every show since then, I just keep that in mind. They're not moving, they're not moshing.
It's not they're not trying to offend you. Yeah. They're trying to understand.
Absolutely.
Does this resonate with me?
So I say I'm glad that was my first tour that I went on. One, the repetition is always great. Spot shows are cool, but to be able to do that show every night, and really get that down. And then also the professionalism, the front and the back of the house. I'm glad that was my first tour, so I can see how that. I always say I'm ready to do arenas, or I can do a backyard barbecue. I'm glad that was my first tour to go on.
And bro, one thing I will say with any show that I go to, bro, it be some openers that's actually fire. Y'all have seen in previous vlogs that I've uploaded on my channel. It's niggas that open for certain people that's actually fire, bro. I might troll for real, but there's no harsh feelings, bro. But it'll be some people that's ass. I'm just keep it a buck. It be mainly at the smaller shows than at the bigger shows. The last show I went to was the Homicide Gang show. I think it's one guy I didn't put in the video because I was like, I don't know.
To some degree, part of how you like to present yourself at this point in your life, and I really feel like,
or maybe I did. Maybe I did. I can't remember.
You understand the power of invention and reinvention through identity. Like, I love it. Like, I do feel that it's you, but at the same time, I feel like you love the idea of creative expression through image, through the idea of what you're doing, right?
Absolutely.
It reflects who you are. Is it an honest reflection of who you're becoming, or to some degree does it feel like another person, like another character, something you can step into?
No, this is definitely what I'm becoming. I think what you're seeing is extreme trial and success, seeing what sticks, what doesn't.
I asked because Social Cues to me was one of those songs that was very sneaky. It pulled you into a rhythm and a feel and a groove. And movement, and then if you stuck with it, you started really listening, and you realize that actually it's a genuine love letter to those who feel awkward and out of place, those that suffer from OCD, anxiety, depression, things like that. That it's okay to feel that way, but you dress it up in this beautiful way. And so I wonder whether or not like you still kind of feel that sometimes, even though you present yourself as like, I'm going to be the center of the room, but deep down inside you're still suffering from those social cues, you know.
I think like Eddie said, when I walked in, like I shake everyone's hand. It's not like, the reason I do that is because I spent a lot of years just working retail, working regular jobs, being behind the camera. So like, you know what I'm saying? What we shooting at 24 frames right now? Of course, you know what I'm saying? Like I've been on every side of this, so that helps me. It all helps the artist. Like it helps. I look at this sometimes as customer service. My retail experience helps me do this. It helps my.
Where did you work?
Let's see. My first job was at a movie theater at Tinseltown, which is still there in Beaumont.
Yeah.
Then I did retail at the Houston Premium Outlets. Yeah. At first started at Guess, and then I went on to DKNY. Yeah. And then after that, I went to, I served at Joe's Crab Shack for a little bit. Then I did Chewy's, and that was my last. Chewy's was like the last server job that I had. And then the last job I had was at the gas station out in Beaumont, which my first job before the Tinseltown was working for the same family at a gas station. Yeah. So my first job was also my last job.
That's nice. It's a full circle moment.
Yeah, really cool.
When you look back on that time, because I worked in retail as well, I worked in record stores, secondhand record stores, and I washed dishes for like 5 years. They couldn't get me out of the washing dishes station. They were trying to get me to wait tables, and I tried working behind the bar. I was like, just give me my headphones and the dishwashing cloth,
headphones,
bro.
I knew it.
I'm just happy to listen to music, man. I don't need to really engage with people. But I look back on some of those jobs, and I'm not trying to paint too rosy a picture of it, but I loved I loved that time in my life because I felt like it was maximum imagination time. I was just dreaming it all up. And I try to do that still, but as you move on in life, you absorb other things. Do you think back to that time fondly?
Definitely. And I send that message out to anyone who's not romanticizing whatever they got going on right now. Because it's easier to be like, even these moments may seem like we're just going through the motions, but I'm telling you, you're going to look back at these and you're going to romanticize it.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like how we do Summer 16. Like, we lived it. I don't think.
Summer 16.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. One thing I can say, I hated retail. I don't like jobs where I got people in my ear, bro. That's one thing I will say. I hate jobs where I got people in my ear. I just can't do it.
Everyone just decides to make that.
4 seasons looking like a damn football team.
The last job, because I knew the first day I told the guy who was doing my training, like, yo, I just want you to know, like, this is very temporary. Like, this music thing about to, like, kick off for me. So the last job was when I was really present, when I was, like, going to the back of the store. The back of the store in the parking lot, like practice performances, like listening to these audio books, really just studying. So I feel like that last job is when I knew, when I was really real-time romanticizing, that I knew this was temporary and where I was going to go.
I'm just interested to know, when you said to the person who was training you, listen, this is temporary, I'm focusing on my music thing. I think as far as entertainment, television, film, what have you, people would roll their eyes and go, yeah, whatever, buddy. And then like half an hour later, you made it. You know, that's the way that the narrative works. But I'm hoping that person went, good for you. Let's try it out. Is that what happened?
I'm glad you asked about him because he told me, he was like, yeah, me too, man. I'm actually training to be a UFC fighter. So, yeah. So he had his dream too.
Don't we all?
Yeah, we all do.
So Prince.
Yes.
Let's just talk a bit about Prince. do you have a particular favorite album or a moment? Is so much that you can dive into there. And I mean, there was a 10 to 15 year run where I would say there wasn't anyone who was doing what he was doing, and then nothing lasts forever. But I mean, he's up on hits right now. I mean, was there a moment that you are particularly, that you really think about, you're obsessed with?
So I've been reading the Dwayne Tudor book of the Purple Rain sessions, 83 and 84.
Yep.
And it starts in January when it's like this question of like, it brings up like a few critic notes, and it's like, they just weren't sure if like this investment that Warner had made was going to pay off. Like, he was like this he had this cult following, but he wasn't like superstar yet.
Yeah.
So I think that book has definitely made me see him more as like the human. But as far as like during this album, I was listening to a lot of debut albums, Destiny's Child, of course the For You record, and just hearing how his introduction to the world almost brought me to tears. Cause like, yes, we know the whole career that he had, but hearing that first a cappella song #1 on that debut album really almost brought me to tears. Like, this is his first offering to the world.
I know, man. And I when I think back to that moment and how strange people thought he was and how hard it was for people to get their head around him, and then you go back and listen to those moments, he knew, just like you do, he knew right at the start, like, it's not a given that what you're doing and how the world perceives it is going to be aligned. But if you keep going and you keep being invested in creating, then when they do catch up to you, all the work you've done before is like some Smithsonian library, man. People just go back and they're just like, oh my God.
Yeah, that's true as hell, bruh. Because when I discovered Teezo, for everybody, this is literally for everybody. It's probably people right now that's like, bro, who the fuck is this? Who the fuck is this nigga, bro? Like, they don't understand the concept at all. I didn't understand it at first. But once I actually got a grasp of understanding that shit, I was like, this nigga is unique as hell, bruh.
Yeah. So it still lives, it exists, it travels no matter what, it never stops.
I always say discovery never gets old. Like, I'm just finding new artists, they're new to me, who's been out since like the 90s and the 80s.
Yeah.
And I was just talking to someone yesterday a few days ago about, we're talking about debut albums.
Yeah.
And for this, I was like, if I have a Get Rich or Die Trying moment, great. But it could also be that Prince For You, like the first album drops.
Yeah.
Controversy drops.
Yeah.
1999 drops.
Yeah.
And then Purple Rain happens.
Exactly.
So doing my research for this debut album, I would listen to people's debut, how they came in the game, and then when did people catch on to them.
There's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity right here to have Teezo in the studio for the first time.
Beautiful album, by the way.
First time on
Teezo.
Yeah, man, this is beautiful for me. I mean, we've been looking forward to this moment. I forget the time Jeremy asked you if I could FaceTime video you so I could tell you I was a fan in person.
Yeah.
Which I like to do sometimes rather than just do it on the air. I like to be like, man, I'm so blown away by what you're doing, And I FaceTime videoed you, and it was about 9:05 in the morning, and you looked like you were just so ready. You were so ready, and I was like, man, there's no off for this guy. Like, it's not, like, to your point before, there's no A or B scenario. Like, you're just you're in it.
Yeah, you spoke on that earlier. I don't think I dove into it. Like, people
Please.
ask if this is a character or whatever, but I think the character I play is when I go back to my hometown and I strip all of this down and just blend into the city.
You feel compelled to do that, or you want to do that?
I want to do it.
Why?
It's like acting. Kind of just, at first, I feel like when you're an artist, the first people you look at too, and you kind of be jaded, like, why isn't my hometown supporting me?
Yeah.
And I'm from a small town. I can't speak for LA or New York or nothing like that, but I feel like you're a small town artist. You want to keep that place as your place to just go and like no one bothers you and you just keep your peace. So instead of going down there masquerading at Teezo touchdown, I just strip all of this down and just go to HEB and just
very smart.
Yeah, please just leave me be.
The collaborators vocally on this album, there's not that many. You've been very generous with others, but on your album, you've been very selective and deliberate. You explained how Fouché came to exist on the album through the process, but what about Janelle?
So I have this fear. If you wonder why it's so light on the collaborative side, I have this fear of asking for things. Like, it's so bad. Like, if I go to your house, I won't ask where the restroom is. It's like that. It's not just a music thing.
Yeah.
It's just a fear of asking for things, and that's why when like these collaborators reach out to me, I'm there to serve. I'm like, yo, whatever you need, I got you, because I look at that as the most like bravest thing you can do, because I know my fear of asking for things. So when these people ask me to do things, I'm always there, like immediately, like, yo, what can I do to help? But the Fouché thing happened. We met, I believe, in 2021, where she I always make sure I say that she was the first one to put me in first class. She brought me down to LA to be in her video for Single AF. And yeah, it was just to be a cameo, and I love a good cameo. So just to be a cameo in a video, and ever since then, we just been, we got signed around the same time. So like, we would just pull up on each other and just talk about like how we processing what's going on in our life. So she's a true, like, dear friend to me.
And what about Janelle?
Janelle Monáe, the first person I played the album for, and that was just, I wanted to play the album for her, and then I also wanted her to do the voicing on You Thought.
Yeah.
So.
But you were afraid to ask. I mean, how did you cross that? You know, how did you pluck up the?
Technically, I didn't even cross my fear. I think my team, like, talked to the team thing, but yeah. So I still haven't.
Really
came over that fear.
Gotten over that fear. I actually understand where you're coming from with that, and I think I've spoken to quite a lot of artists in my life that have been open about that. That the idea of reaching out to somebody and saying, "Hey, look, I'd really appreciate it." I'm no closer to understanding what drives it, but it definitely comes from the insecure space of the artistic spirit. The root of that, I think, really drives that fear of putting yourself in front of somebody else. I think rejection is the driving force, right?
No, I'm not afraid of rejection. It's only with the collaborative thing. It's not a rejection. It's just, I don't want to feel like I'm inconveniencing and like, I don't want to, like, I know you're busy, so like, it's
a courtesy thing almost.
Yeah, very much so. Very much so.
Man, can you put your headphones on for 1 second, Teezo? Can you pull it off? Do you think you try?
So
all right.
This is what
Benny X on the studio, everybody. Right. Yeah.
Oh, this is Zane.
Yes.
This is Zane. I was confused. I thought I was talking to Teezo.
Nah, baby.
No. It's me and Teezo live on Apple Music One right now, man. We were gassing you up big, bro. We had to give you a call and say, what's up?
Yo, man, appreciate y'all. What's up with y'all, man?
Man, I'm good, man. Just telling them, just tell them how great you are, man.
Yeah, man. We're just talking about how great you are, bro. And hell, you want
everything's sweet.
I just told them how fun of a day that was in the studio, man.
No, for real, man.
Great day, just friends.
Big reunion vibes.
Yeah,
man.
Bro.
Oh my God.
Isn't it a beautiful time, man? You know, for you, Benny, and for Teezo, and for the people that are making really interesting
Benny been
art.
going
I feel you're at the
crazy,
center
bro.
of a lot of it, man. It just must feel so good to know that all those crazy ideas you had, you felt no one would ever get, are starting to connect, bro.
Nah, for real, bro. It's unbelievable, bro. I still don't believe half the stuff that goes on, man.
Same.
But I'm really blessed to be here, man, for real.
I feel like we're celebrating Teezo's album, even though it's not officially out just yet. He's about to drop the track listing in Picasso form, which I'm excited about. But I just wanted to give you a chance while he's writing out the track listing on Post-it notes to just talk about what it is from your perspective that draws you to Teezo and that you think is such a unique thing for all of us music fans in the world.
Teezo is one of the best producers I've ever worked with. Teezo will like push you to do things that you wouldn't normally do.
Wow.
And then you'll leave a session with new skills, new sounds, new tones. He's just a savant at just everything, bro.
Bro, Benny X, producer of the year. I don't want to hear nothing, bro. Started out with shit. What was the first Benny X song I heard produced this year? I don't know if it probably was Yeet Shit. Cause after I heard Yeet Shit, Benny X went crazy. Had the song with Drake. Shit. Who other album he was on? He was on everybody. He been on everybody's shit, to be honest, for real. Bro been going crazy. He hard as fuck, bro.
He's just, I don't know.
I'm glad that's on the record because I've heard him say that a few times. I want you all to know.
We got it.
Yeah. I really love producing. So to hear that from one of the greatest producers of our time and of all time, thank you, y'all. Thank you, man.
Man, it's facts. Benny, it's great to talk with you, bro. Man, let's connect soon off the mic, man. Have a great day, bro. Take it easy. Man, I feel so grateful to be here right now during this moment with you, man. Like, I just feel like the fact that I'm around, as I said to you before we went on the air, I'll share it with everybody now. I said to you the first time I met you in person, I'm just grateful I'm here during your time.
Same, man. Thank you.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Teezo touchdown, everybody. All right, bro, you've been patiently giving us the Picassos.
Yes.
If it's cool with you, when you're done with those, man, I'd love to collect those and hold on to them.
These are yours, absolutely.
I think they'll be worth something one day.
Absolutely.
Not that I'm ever going to sell them, but good to know I got them. Oh, this is Tyler. Hold on. Yo. You're live on air with me and Teezo, boy. What's going on?
Tyler
What's
Cole.
going on, y'all?
What's up, man?
I was listening to the show. I was listening to the show.
Thanks, man.
Crazy.
Yeah, we were giving you props, bro. We love you. We just played "Crying in My Car" and realized you were finishing things up today.
Yeah, I was shooting a take from the "Crying in My Car"
Told
video,
you.
a performance take, and then I turned it back on, and you guys were playing the song. I was so hyped.
Yeah, I told him, I was like, you're probably on set, because I thought leave here. Yeah, we're going to wrap up
Yeah,
that video.
I thought it was someone else playing the song on set, and then I realized it was y'all.
Nah, man, it's on the radio.
Bro, why don't you share, if you don't mind, why don't you share what you said to all of us around the world right now about how you feel about
did
Tyler
see that
as a
Tyler Cole
collaborator,
song.
man.
I
Yeah,
didn't
Tyler
react
Cole
to
is
it.
one of my favorite collaborators, man. We've done some things that I can't wait for the world to hear. Like,
Yeah, I'm gonna actually, after I make this video, I'm gonna check out the Tyler Cole song because I didn't react to it.
on his album, on my album, and just like future projects, like we're still to this day getting into the studio. And you know, Tyler Cole's also going to be a director as well. So to be on the music video set, I'm honored because I know he's going to be on the Oscar stage one day.
Yeah.
So it's really cool to even. He's my favorite
We're doing this
collaborator,
live,
but being
bro.
on a music video set with him, it transposes more than just a studio.
I feel like that's one of the things, Tyler, that
I
you and
saw
Teezo
it, I
really
didn't
connect
react
with
to
is the
it.
fact that, yeah, as performers and artists, you know, you're out in your own lane, but at the same time, you're producers, you're
All right, bet.
directors, you're art directors, you know, you're interested in photography, you understand how cameras and angles work. There must be something that Tyler, you must have felt so grateful that you connected with Teezo, knowing that, you know, you could add someone to that group of friends.
Absolutely. I mean, once again, shout out to Katie from
Katie
Sony.
Will, for sure.
She made the connection. But yeah, the first day that I met Teezo, we made one of the songs that's on the album. I don't know if you said the track list yet, so I'm not gonna say which one.
Okay.
And then the second day we made another one. I just knew then it was gonna be a special, like, collaborative relationship. And I think we were just on the same page. We were talking about visual identity from the moment we would start a song, and we kind of knew where we were going. And Teezo blew my mind the first time we ever worked together, because we would make, you know, like 2 ideas for 2 beats, and then he would be tracking on one, and then I didn't even realize, but he had a whole idea of how to connect the 2, and I just thought we were making different ideas, and he put them together, and it was brilliant. And
That's that production again, man. That's the producer in you. You know what I mean?
Teezo's a real producer.
Oh my God.
Like, not just like
Tyler, all right,
Like,
we talked about it. We talked about it.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. Listen, I know you guys are going to go connect in real time and go and finish something really special for the song we just played. But Tyler, thanks for taking a couple of minutes just to join us and celebrating Teezo ahead of the release of this album. You know, we share the same passion and same dedication to him. The whole team does. From the second Jeremy played me his music, man, we knew and we felt like there was something special going on here, and it's happening in real time. Tyler Cole.
I mean, Teezo Touchdown is a superstar, not a future superstar. He's a superstar.
Wow,
And
thank you, T.
everyone already knows, and everyone's going to continue to see what I see. But yeah, the world knows.
We love you, Tyler. Thanks
Thank
for
you,
taking
T.
a
See you
few
later.
seconds,
I'm
man.
gonna definitely
Take
check
care.
out that song
All right,
after
man.
this.
See y'all.
Peace. All right, bro. The last word is yours, man.
Yeah.
You get to do this how you want to do it. We've got people who are watching on TikTok. We're going to
Beautiful.
put this up. We're going to make sure everybody sees this. How do you
this
want to
drop
share the
before
track
the
listing of
album
your
drop?
forthcoming new album?
Yeah, so for the debut album, How Do You Sleep at Night, we were talking about this off air. This is, as far as the sonics or what you're going to hear, I haven't said this publicly yet, but it's the sound that I'm crafting that's called rock and boom. It's R&B with the intensity of rock. It has R&B top lines. The boom, of course, for boom bap, is the boom bap penmanship. It's also the boom
This must have
because,
dropped
you know, the
when the
808 is
album
going to shake the
dropped.
world. Then also it's a boom because,
I
you
can't
know,
even remember
my hometown
what
of
date it
Beaumont,
was.
Texas is an oil town, so it's like this play on the boom town. So this is rock and boom, and
No, this dropped
without
the
further
8th,
ado,
so
here's
this
the
dropped
track
later.
list. At number 1, we have OK, produced by
Yeah, we already know that track list. We already know. Listen, we reacted to the album. Make sure you go check out the reaction down below in the description. But hey, man, Teezo Touchdown, bro. Talented as fuck, as y'all know. Been reacting to him for a minute now, a year, I think. I'm not sure. But bro, talented as hell. Definitely one of my favorite artists out right now. Benny X, one of the best producers, the best producer this year. Definitely about to check out that Tyler Cole song. Y'all see the reaction. It'll pop up probably at the same time as this one. But hey, man, let me know what y'all think about Teezo Touchdown. Let me know what y'all think about the album down below in the comments. Hopefully y'all enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to give a like, comment, and subscribe for more videos. Coming some more content. See you over time. This man is be a boy. That boy DELI. I'm gone, man.